Hello everyone, Joel Morris here, the inventor of Cubles. Today I'm going to build with you a Philly Cuble from Dog Man. So let's get started. We open up our Cuble and we see what we got in front of us. Now Philly has a lot of pieces, and Philly is one of the more difficult Cubles to build. So let's follow along closely. First, we're going to start with Philly's body. You can see on here that there's a lot of tabs and some different slots for inserting pieces. What we always do when we start with a Cuble is start by folding down the tabs. This will make inserting all the pieces much easier, and then also give it a little fold along the fold lines. You can kind of see how it's going to come together. So we need the other side of Philly's body. And you can see, like before, I'm going to fold down all the tabs just a bit to get them ready. And then next what we're going to do is you can see that these are number ordered. So we're going to connect them to the right number. 3, 2, and 1 should align. And then just pop them in there. No glue or scissors needed. And look at that, we got a start to Philly. Now we need the rest of the body, which are these pieces over here. It's actually 2 of them. And like before, I'm going to fold along some of the fold lines just to get it started. If you're ever confused about where those fold lines are, just flip it over and you'll see them on the back side pre-etched. So now I'm going to look at the numbers. I'm going to follow in order. Number 1 goes into number 1, red first. All right, now this is one of the trickiest parts, 2 and 3. So let's look at this. All right, so number 2. So let's put that in there. And then as you can see, it shows you we're just going to kind of go along the side here. And take your time, you know, this isn't meant to be rushed. Got to make sure that it goes in there really well. Sometimes they can get stuck, so just got to wiggle stuff around. It's a sturdy paper board, but at the end of the day, it still needs you to work with it a little bit. So we'll go to the next one, and we'll keep going along. Fold down these tabs and insert it into the side. Oops. Okay. Now, this is one of the trickiest parts, so if you're having trouble with this, ask for help or just go really slow. It's really good for your mind, for your hands, brain's racking through all of that spatial reasoning, working to really put everything together. And when you're done, look at that, no problem. All right, so we're gonna set that aside over here, maybe make some room. All right, next let's start to work on some of the arms. So as you can see here, like before, we're going to start by folding along the folds, and then we're going to start with number 1. And you're going to see after we insert number 1, we need some other pieces, blue and purple. So let's get a blue one. 2, 3, 4. 2 goes into 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And purple, let's find a purple one, kind of like a puzzle. Okay, then we go 2 into 2, 3 and 4. Oh, and there you go, we got one of the end of his arms. Okay, let's go down the row on this side. We'll continue to work on the arms. Fold along the folds, insert there. Now this time they're green, So let's get ourselves a green, 2 green. Fold them down and connect them by number 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's do the next one. Philly sure has a lot of parts. All right, so now we need yellow for this one. And make sure you follow the numbers. Number 2 goes first because you can see on this one it has 3, 4, and 5. That's because this goes into the side of the body and it needs to support the arm. Okay, now I need the red one. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, one more arm piece to put together. Number 1. Okay. Now we need blue. 2. Make sure you do connect the right numbers to the right parts because that's what makes it all come together correctly. And it kind of forces it to go in the right shape. Okay. The other purple one here. Had to find it there. All right, number 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Look at all these pieces. Now Philly's gonna need some legs so that he can stand up. All right, so just like before, let's fold along these fold lines. We're gonna start with the number 1. There we go, that goes in there. Number 2, now this one's a little tricky. See how it has these gray tabs? You don't need to fold those down. Those are actually gonna insert into the side of another piece. Okay. And once we've done that, let's see, make sure I got the right one. This one is going to go over here in the side. So you can see how it pushes in there. Look at that. Ah, you can already stand. Okay, let's look at the other leg for the other side. Fold down the pieces. Now this says it's his right leg. When I look at the other one, I almost put it in the wrong side. All right, so we did number 1, number 2, there we go, and number 3. Okay, now this is a funny looking piece here. What does that do? Now let's look at the side here. Number 2, this is his right leg. So let's see what happens here. We're actually gonna put it in there and we're gonna hook it in. And then we're going to insert that and look, it catches in there. And now Philly can stand up, but he ain't got no arms. So what are we gonna do now? This is where the key joint comes into play. So this is the key joint. It's used to hold pieces together without using any plastic. Looks like this, and you fold it up like an accordion. And you find the keyholes, and you insert it halfway and turn it just like a key, and it holds in place. And if you look here, this one has the number 4. So that's number 3, number 4. So I'm gonna insert it here, and there you go. We got one of the pieces of Philly's arms. Okay, let's find 6, 5, 3. Okay, number 3. So I'm gonna insert the key part way and turn it. And then once I do that, I'm going to find the next hole with the number 3. And sometimes I wiggle the piece. You can see it, you gotta wiggle it in there a little bit sometimes, make it fit just right. Okay, we got 2 more pieces to hook up. Fold down the accordion pieces. This says a number 6 on it. So we're gonna find the number 6. Oh, that's 5, 6. And we're gonna insert his arm just like that. And sometimes some of the pieces might pop or move, it's okay. This is made of sturdy paperboard. And last but not least, one more key here. We will insert that into this arm. And we will insert it here. And there we go, look at that. We got a foldable, moving Philly. Cool.